Now, Senegal summoned the U.S. ambassador to Dakar on Tuesday after local media published an interview in which he criticized President Abdoulaye Wade's bid for a third term. Ambassador Loomis says that President Wade has compromised the elections and threatened the security of the country by running for a third term. Violent protests broke out in the country last month after a court gave Mr. Wade the okay to seek a third term. Despite a two-term limit, President Wade has argued the limit does not apply to him because it came into effect after he was first elected in 2000. Now, Senegal's campaign season is officially underway and 13 candidates are seeking to prevent President Wade from retaining the nation's top post in the February 26 election. Loomis reports from Dakar.
8 opposition candidates opened their campaigns ahead of Senegal's first-round presidential vote under a single banner and a single agenda.
Respect for the Constitution at the start of this campaign necessitates the repeal of the candidacy of President Abdoulaye Wade.
The recent rally at Obelisk Square in Dakar marked a drastic shift from earlier gatherings there. Violent protests broke out in Dakar and elsewhere after the Constitutional Council gave Mr. Wade the green light to seek a third term, despite a limit of 2 that he enacted during his first term. After his re-election in 2007, Mr. Wade said that he would respect the limit.
I blocked the number of terms, so it is not possible. I tell you sincerely that I cannot run for a third term.
Now he is pressing ahead and the opposition is pushing back. Leading the way is the June 23rd movement, or M23, that takes its name from the day tens of thousands took to the streets in protest when Mr. Wade proposed a constitutional referendum that would have enabled him to win the presidential election with just 25% of the vote. The president dropped the idea in the wake of the massive protests, but his spokesman says few Senegalese actually oppose Mr. Wade seeking a third term.
The Senegalese are not in the streets. The day that the Senegalese are in the streets, no power can resist them.
Recent protests in Dakar have drawn about 10,000 people in a metropolitan area of nearly 3 million. Political analyst Abdul Lo says there is not the same urgency there was on June 23rd.
What happened on the 23rd of June was like Senegalese people were sure that there was no alternative. This time around, when the Constitutional Court has taken its decision, the people still have the feeling that there is an alternative, there is a second option, which is the voting of the 26th of February.
The number of candidates will splinter the opposition vote, but the coalition alleviates some voters' concerns.
All of the candidates have their supporters and they will vote, but if there is a second round, the coalition will move to support whomever won the first round.
However, Lowe says that M23 and voters underestimate the stakes for Mr. Wade.
No matter the result of the elections, he will do whatever necessary to stay in power because for him it's vital.
President Wade says that he wants another term to finish his infrastructure projects. But Lowe says that during his 12 years in power, the 85-year-old president has made many enemies and murky deals that could mean trouble if he loses. This is Loomis for VOA News, Dakar.
You know, I can't help but looking at the images and the development of at least the tension as is building in Senegal, in Dakar, is just the violence that could erupt.
Exactly. And
because of the tensions ahead of these elections. And I don't understand, you were just telling me earlier.
It's so disquieting that it always seems to happen just very close to the elections. Then there are these big issues that have to be resolved. You know, you would think that all those that are in the fray should have known about this and resolved these issues like a year ago. I mean, you have only a few weeks to the election. What do you do? A few days, actually, to the elections. So you create a potential for violence, for chaos, which is sad.
Well, I guess for those candidates who are vying for the presidency, competing against Mr. Wade, I wonder if they'll stand a fair chance, considering as the last analyst pointed out, he's going to win. Yeah, they have no faith in the system. He's still the strong man, and that's the reality. Too late, though. Too late to try and change that. I'm kind of sad that Yusundur is not going to be among the candidates or even a potential president, because, you know, he might have put a little music in the... Maybe next time, but again, too late. Yeah. Anyway. We'll see.